Holy cow, the Cubs won.
Yeah, we yelling at the screen every Sunday night. Talk sleep through the remote, we just want it right. Front office tripping, man, they can't get it right. Whole city heated, but we still gon' fight. We talking Bulls trade, biz drafts, missed calls, club slumps, soft rebuild. We seen it all. Yeah, we loud, yeah, we gritty. I'm a little frustrated, but I still love my city. Yeah, north side, south side, west, we united.
Welcome back to Holy Cow, your Chicago Cubs show here at the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan Channel. Listen, the Cubs are coming back to Wrigley Field after a road trip in which they went to Colorado and played this last 3 games against the San Francisco Giants at Oracle Park. And the latter, the Cubs won a series. Their first series win since May 4th through May 7th against the Cincinnati Reds. That's 9 consecutive series losses for this team. I still believe we are still living in the greatest era of Cubs baseball. This series win feels big. We've seen a lot of series wins over the last 11 seasons. But this one feels huge because I don't want to put too much gas on it, but it can turn this season around. It can stop the bleeding and put this team back on the path to realize all the expectations that it had coming into the season. Before I go ahead and recap this weekend series against the San Francisco Giants, I want to talk about the Cubs, where they currently stand. They are 37-35, 2 games over 500. And as we cross the 70-game mark in the 2026 season, that puts the Cubs right in the thick of it. They are 1 game out of the last wild card spot. Disappointing, yes, but not out of it. And they're only 7.5 out of the division. A lot can change. There's 90-ish games left in the season. 90 games to make up 7.5 in division or 1 game in the wild card standings. For this team not to win a division, that would be a undesired outcome based on the payroll, based on expectations, based on everything that happened surrounding the team, based on everything that happened outside of the team with your division ops. But not making the playoffs is even worse. If you got to go in through the wild card, that's fine. As we've seen a lot lately in Major League Baseball, 3 wild card squads are just as dangerous to win a pennant or win a World Series than a division winner. So get there by any means necessary. But right now, as we pass 70 games, the Cubs are 1 game out of the wild card, 2 games over 500. They're showing some signs of life after 9 consecutive series of not being able to hit ball, not being able to play good, solid defense, and just can't win games. This is the first time the Cubs have won consecutive games and since the middle of May. Before losing the last game of the series against the San Francisco Giants, the Cubs were on a 3-game winning streak. Again, Rockies, Giants, 2 teams that are not good. 2 teams that the Cubs are better than man to man. 2 teams that did just beat the Cubs prior to this last series. So there's a lot you can take from this, and there's a lot you can throw away. But I can tell you this right now, we're not throwing away no wins. We're going to take every win we can get at this point, and we're going to start trying to stack those wins and start getting the season back on track because we got things we got to accomplish. So the Cubs did travel west on this road trip, 6-game road trip, and ended it in San Francisco playing the San Francisco Giants. Finally took care of business, 1-2 out of 3. Game 1 on Friday night, Cubs won 5-1. Story of this game, pitching. Pitching and 1 big swing of the bat. Game was locked in a scoreless tie until the 4th inning when Seya Suzuki ripped a double deep left center. He has been batting really well lately. He did have to lead a game early in Saturday's game. Hopefully he's not done for an extended amount of period because he's looked like he was figuring some things out. That double that he hit brought in Ian Happ. Nico Horner then followed that up with a sacrifice fly, make it 2-0. But the true backbreaker came in the 5th inning. Michael Busch, he stepped into the plate with 2 men on. He launched a 3-run home run splash into McCovey Cove. That's usually something only Barry Bonds does. I remember, coming up watching baseball early 2000s, late 90s when they opened Oracle Park. Well, it wasn't called Oracle Park back then, but in any case, it was Barry Bonds the only one that was dropping bombs off in the water. Now Michael Bush got one. Watching those kayaks scramble for that souvenir made me feel good. Like, okay, the Cubs finna put string together some W's. I like that. Let's go to Saturday. The Cubs kept the momentum going and they won decisively, 6-1, right out the gate. First pitch of the game, Crow Armstrong, Seya, home run, Oppo. Didn't even get all of it. Put it in the seats. That's some real strength. You don't see that too often where a guy goes opposite field at Oracle Park, especially with the way Crow Armstrong hit it. He didn't even get all of it. He looked like he got out a little bit early, had to hold back a little bit and then put wood on it, and it's still up the yard. Cubs were very aggressive on the base running in this game too. In the third inning, men in the corners. The Cubs double steal. The Giants, they were caught off guard. They threw the ball into center field. Michael Bush, he walked in easily. Ian Happ and rookie Pedro Ramirez, they hit home runs in this game, put the game on ice. It was a comfortable win. I alluded to earlier, the Cubs could not pull off the sweep. And on Sunday, the Giants did win that game 5-1. Webb was outstanding. Webb's one of the best pitchers in San Francisco Giants history, and the Cubs could not hit him. Ryan Rollison, he was the opener for Colin Ray, and he was fantastic for that inning. Colin Ray, he took the bulk of the innings. I think he was out there for 4 2/3, but he ran into trouble through the third time in the order. He made a big mistake to Matt Chapman. He left that 92-mile-per-hour fastball down in the zone. Chapman, he's been a house of horrors for the Cubs this season. That was a 2-run home run for him. Cleared the wall easily. Again, Logan Webb, beast. 8 innings, zero earned runs, struck out 7. His fastball was fooling the Cubs all day. The sinker too. Sometimes you just gotta like, hey, chalk it up. They're better than us today. Well, he was. And we would leave California with 2 wins out of 3 games. I'll take that. And I know they will too. Say Suzuki did take himself out of the game after trying to make an out in the outfield. It looked like he jammed his leg a little bit. He walked off on his own power. He did miss the game on Sunday, but he is back in the lineup tonight. 7:05 pitch for the Cubs. So not a. Well, I guess that's cause to not be concerned after he missed the game about a game and a half there. So good because he's been swinging a really good bat lately. Don't wanna lose that momentum. Crow Armstrong. He is looking right now. Crow Armstrong over the last month, over the last a few weeks, he's starting to look like PCA from the beginning of last season. He's starting to turn it back on. Outstanding on both offense and defense. Saturday, he was a triple shy of the cycle. He had the home run, he had the double, he had the single. Over his last 14 games, PCA is hitting .417. Most impressive of that, the thing we talked about for him, his eye. His chase rate is at a career low right now. He's waiting for his pitch, and he's doing maximum damage when he gets it. He's playing at an MVP level right now. Now, I know the Cubs are only 2 games over 500. It's absurd to be talking about MVPs when you're not right now, especially after you drop 9 straight series and you're a game out of the wild card. But there ain't that many National Leaguers outside of Otani who's playing better than him right now. So could I say he's playing at MVP level? I mean, 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other. Is he playing at Otani level? No, absolutely not. Are there many other players playing better than him, excluding Otani? Absolutely not. Take it how you want to. Javier Assad, I've given him his props on more than one occasion. That that game he had in Tampa Bay, huge game. The game he had last week when he didn't get the win against I believe it was the Rockies, big game. And he had another big game. Credit to him. Ben Brown, he's carried the team on Friday night. He threw 6 shutout innings, allowed just 3 hits and struck out 5. He was dotting the edges of the plate with that two-seam fastball. He's getting ahead in counts, and he's been a breath of fresh air as this Cub is trying to crawl his way back out of all those big pitching injuries. Javier Assad has been he's in the conversation his first half MVP for this squad. His ERA is 0.47 over the last 19 innings. I won't make the argument that Javier Assad should be an all-star. Ben Brown should definitely be in the all-star game. He battled through a ton of adversity on Saturday. He had a lot of traffic on the bases, but he got through 5 innings. He gave up just one earned run. He's We talked about it, all the added pitches that he put into his bag over the offseason, the sinker, the curveball. He's genuinely transformed from a guy who would just get a few outs and in situations coming out the pen to now he is a bona fide, legit starter for the squad. And that is a surprise because he didn't break spring training as that. This To find something like that where you did not assume you had it, that is a big plus for this team, especially when you talk about all those injuries that you had. Michael Bush, honorable mention for that splash hit he had on Friday. Splash. But now you got to flip the coin, talk about those guys who are holding the team back. Nico Horner, Jesus. Nico Horner's still my guy. He's still a dog. I don't advocate for benching him at any point. Maybe a game here, maybe a game there. Because he's still really good defensively, like most of the Cubs players. I'm not just singling him out because he made a couple of good defensive plays on Friday, but his bat completely fell off right now. It's like Baba's right now. Baba's in the mid 2000s, Baba's was here. Baba's was that thing. Now Baba's don't go there no more. Last 21 games for Nico Horner, he's hitting 183. If you recall, all the way back to April 29th, Nico, he got hit in the head with a 90 some odd per hour fastball. He's been batting 206 since that. And his slugging percentage is 250. No home runs. I'm not drawing a correlation. It's just what the stats tell me. He hasn't looked comfortable in the box in a long time. His ability to drive the ball into the gaps has lost. April Nico is long gone. We know he's mentally tough, but it's incredibly hard to watch right now. Maybe he needs a day off. Maybe he needs another day off. Again, I'm not advocating for a long stretch of no Nico, but it's not good right now. But Michael Conforto, even worse. Now, he started the season, talks about DFA in him, and then he turned it around. He was a hero in a lot of pitch hitting situations. But holy cow. 3 for his last 42. 21 strikeouts. 3 for his last 42 with 21 strikeouts. Nothing. That's nothing. You can't keep putting him in your starting lineup, Craig. I'm sorry. And as I look at the lineup for tonight, he ain't there. Ballesteros, he's getting a nod at catcher. Huh. And Dansby Swanson's batting ninth. Shall see. The Rockies, I expect to win. I expect to sweep. The Cubs sweep the Rockies. It's like a yearly tradition right now. I expect a sweep out of this series. I don't care that Swanson, Ballesteros, y'all have to figure it out. Bregman, you too. Nico, batting sixth. Figure it out. This is your get back. This is your get right series. Craig can't keep putting Conforto in the lineup. I'm sorry. He's not supposed to be an everyday starter, so this is an easy fix. Send him down. The Cubs do play tonight. First pitch is 7:05. Getting ready to get started in a little while. It is a must-win scenario. And I'm going to say it again. You need to sweep this team. The Cubs have swept the Rockies at Wrigley, I think, 3 out of the last 4 seasons. It needs to continue. The Cubs need this bounce back. The Rockies are one of the absolute worst teams in baseball. There's no reason to be giving them a game. You gave them 2 already. They owe you that back. We need to make this a 4th straight year. The Cubs sweep the Rockies at Wrigley. Pitching matchups on Monday night. You got Shada Imagnaga taking them out against Michael Lorenzen. I swear to Jesus LaMarcus Christ, if the Cubs don't put serious bat on Lorenzen the second time you see him, this team is done. Done. Lorenzen's not going to be a major league player for long. He came into that first series with an ERA over 8, closing in on 8.5. And you didn't do anything against him. You see him again a little bit under a week later. There's no way he can get away with that again. There's no way you don't hang a nasty crooked number on this guy. You got to explode that ERA back to 8.5. So it's got to happen. If it don't happen, pack it up. Tuesday, Ever Cabrera will face off against Ryan Feltner. And on Wednesday, red hot Javier Assad will look to continue his dominant scoreless streak against the rookie left-hander, Sean Sullivan. 0-0 ERA right now, but it's almost but he's almost got no Major League Baseball experience. So his ER don't get shocked when you see his ERA. These are incredibly favorable matchups for the Cubs. They need to take advantage and sweep the Rockies and use the day off on Thursday to rest up for a very tough series against the Toronto Blue Jays. Toronto Blue Jays aren't unbeatable. They're not a pushover team. They're like the A's we saw a couple of weeks back. They're not some mugs. In fact, the Toronto Blue Jays are sitting in the exact same spot in the AL wildcard race that the Cubs are. They are 1.5 games out of the last AL spot. They are 4 games under 500 as of right now. The Cubs need to handle their business. The Blue Jays were in the World Series last year. They probably should have won it. But the Cubs should be the better team right now. On paper, they are. They need to prove it on the field. But first things first, handle your business against these Rockies. If you can keep the bats going, stay disciplined at the plate, and keep getting really good starting pitching from guys like Brown and Assad, we can firmly entrench ourselves in this wild card race. Again, the Cubs are only 1 game out of the last spot and only have 1 less win than the number 1 team at the number 1 wild card team. That is the St. Louis Kardashians. A lot can flip. That's going to do it for today. Falada W. Appreciate you tapping into this latest episode from the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan channel. Don't matter if you was watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify or Apple. Make sure you like, subscribe, share with everybody on the block, and hit the notification bell so you never miss none of our daily drops. And to all the guys from the shy, we say 3 things. Bear down, fly the W, and sell the team, Jerry.